Do I have to put got it?
Yeah, got it, yes. Yeah. Greetings, everybody. Hope you're okay. Hope you are fine. Welcome to today's meeting. It's Emerald Book Club. Just before we begin on a short, small video, a little video of what we're about to do today. So this is it. We are live here, 7 p.m. here at Emerald Book Club. It's been a while. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am privileged, I am happy, I am excited, I am grateful to begin again this wonderful podcast session that we had from a long time ago. So this is our end of meeting. We had the last Wednesday of each month where we talk about a book, we review it. So before we were live in the hall, but now we're going back live on Facebook. As you can see from the video, it's a little bit of Auschwitz. I don't think I said correct, but I'll ask the co-host to pronounce it very well. Tonight, 7 p.m. And our special guest today is Katerina Kobzaru. I hope I said it well. So she is a very lovely lady, very intelligent, smart, experienced, many years of working in hospitality industry and much more experience, customer service and more. So she is the one who introduced me to the book. So that is what we are going to review tonight. I read the book, but she has more info on it. So I had read the book. So I have a little more and I'm interested in the book because it's something I have heard about, but this is an inside story where we can know more about the family, which was torn apart in 1942 and how they came back together. So this is the story of the little bard of Auschwitz. Auschwitz, something like that. I'm not very good at that. But
Auschwitz.
Yes,
Yes.
that's the one, correct. So if we are streaming live on our Facebook page, Emerald Book Club Facebook page. So if you are there, you can leave a comment in the chat and I'll be monitoring the chat while she talks about it. So you can leave a comment there and I will respond to you. I'm watching it right now. So if you're there, welcome. So wherever you're in the world anyway, whichever day you're watching this video, could be today, could be next week, could be next year, could be 2024, whichever time you're watching this video, I hope you're okay. And wherever you are around the world, Asia, Africa, Europe, Americas, if you're in space, whatever you are, I hope you're doing well. The time now is 7 p.m. GMT time here in the UK. And that is the time we are learning London time. So wherever you are, some of you could be in morning time, some of you can be afternoon, some of you can evening, some of you are within our time. But we are back again. I'm happy because it's been a while since we did a live video of someone. Look at her, she's amazing. She's ready, I can't wait, I'm excited. Look at the smile on my face. It's good to have you here, madam. It's very good to have you here. In fact, as you see, the book is right there. She put the book right there. So the words, I would pronounce them in English, but she has the correct pronunciation. So I won't embarrass myself and pronounce them again. And a little bit off. The other one, I won't say, hello, Andrew, welcome. As you see, there you are, there's one more. Andrew is watching us live on Facebook. Let me just reply to him. Goodness, that's perfect. Hello, Andrew, 1 second. There you are, let me reply. Welcome, welcome, hope you are okay. And I hope you're fine. Quickly reply to this message there. So as we are going on, I'm going to share a video. So while you're watching that, I'm going to play this promotional video. So enjoy. that is a bit small video about what we do. It's not a lot about just a little something so to tease, you know. But all in all, so this is us, this is what we do. So we talk about books, we review books, and soon we want to be publishing. So all kinds of books, we do poems, we do some do fiction, some do non-fiction, some this is history, isn't it? But I think it's non-fiction history, isn't it? It's a history book, right?
It is history.
In 19 is Europe, Westway, Sophia as Emerald Books. So I've been doing books for a while, reading, reviewing them, doing descriptions. Is it what? It's a history book, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, history book, that's correct. Yeah. Yeah, oh, that's it. Thank you. So before we had ours, which was a poem, last time we did was Confessions, was more of a love story of somebody was in a relationship with somebody. The author was American, that's what we did, but that was like last year. After that, we've been doing more live in the whole. But now we are back on to enjoy this. So today I'm going to be live with Katerina Kobzaru, who is going to talk about the book. So this book, she referred, said, yes, definitely, I would love to read it. Like, yeah, I'll be open to any book because I know my books. So it's better someone else bring their own book. I know I'm used to books which I read, but if you tell me what you read, it's better. So we have more variety. And it's interesting because I read the book and oh my goodness me, I have learned a lot more than what I see on, I used to watch documentaries about this, you know, like the history, the Holocaust, you know. I've seen the I know the Auschwitz story, but when I read this book, it's intimate. You know, she talks about a lady who the family had children, you know the names, you get into the street names, how the rivers and the wolves come in. So it paints a picture of how they actually lived, not like a documentary, someone just narrating what they think. But it's a woman who was actually living the story in that time. Moving from Poland to Siberia to Sweden, back to Poland again, isn't it? So, but yeah, so that is it. So I'm gonna hand it over to Katerina to say hello, introduce herself, and tell us why she was inspired by this book. So over to you, lovely Katerina.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you for taking your time and coming on a Zoom meeting and live on Facebook.
That's right.
I appreciate that. Thank you for being tonight for Emerald Book Club. I present this book what I read recently. Very interested for me because from the young age I was reading this kind of books, and also I've seen documentary movies. But once you read the book, you have the feeling, you have the
I agree
that kind of sentiment and such.
Exactly.
And having yes. I'm from Europe, and I know all what the people they pass through, and not only now, not only Europe, all the wars in the world it's happening right now. Yes. And most of this book is was half of the book the author wrote just before COVID happened, and yes. Half of the book, and after through the COVID he wrote this book and read it in 2021, just was published.
That's published. Yeah, that's correct. So yeah, so it's a good thing you read the book, and so we're going to talk about the book today. We're going to discuss about some of the details which are in the book, isn't it? So it's very interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting because so we'll talk about first of all. So okay, so before we begin, so we Emerald Book Club. So we're going to talk about who the writer is, and then the mom. Yeah, the mom. We have the family.
The writer is the son.
Oh, the son, isn't it? Yeah, so we're going to set up, so we're going to see who is the writer, who's the author of the book, see who he is, and then what he does, so we can know more about it.
Jacques Peretti.
Over to you. Peretti, yes.
Thank you. Jacques Peretti, who himself
yes.
a publisher and journalist. He wrote another people's stories, but he never thought to write his own mother story. Yeah. And it was just in front of his eyes. As the mom developed dementia, and he realized that it's a time to keep all these memories, and because the mom's got this vivid memories of the war, and he decided to put it down.
Yeah.
With the help from another season.
I know, because there took place in 1942, and now in 2021, that is exactly 80 years ahead, isn't it? It's 80 years from that
She
time.
was always, sorry, she always speak about it, but because her English is not, as she thought the English is not good, and who is gonna, and that's why she didn't think about writing a book. I mean, writing as herself, but the son. God grace was everything put down. I'm so grateful I read this book.
Oh, that's good. So for those who are watching, I've shared the screen to see about, if typed in Google, that's him. That's correct, yeah? I don't, how do you say, how do you pronounce the name again? Jacques?
Jacques, yeah. It's the only one son.
Okay. So Jacques is an investigative reporter and broadcaster based in London, United Kingdom. He was written articles for The Guardian, Wired, and the Huffington Post. So this is about him. If you look for him, if you don't know about the author, he's on Wikipedia, his Twitter as well. These are pictures of him and his mom as they reviewed the book in different newspapers. So we have the Telegraph, we have the Telegram, we have the Guardian, and we have more. So this is the guy who's wrote them. So check it out. There are more pictures there. If you go to Amazon, you can find his books there as well on Amazon. So most of these are, as you can see, are all newspapers who are writing about him. Telegraph, Independent, HarperCollins as a publisher. So that is a bit about him. If you look here on the side of the books written, they're all there. So that is the author, right? And that he is a son of one of the players, the main player,
Alina. The character in the book, Alina.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. So for those who want to know, that's a bit about him. Find his pictures. You want to look it up. And if you search on images, so if you go to images, you'll see a lot more. So that's the people talking about from 1942. She is there. That's the lady over there. Yes. If you read the book as well, there's some pictures of them in the book. They show about the pictures of them. Don't they? In the book, they show some pictures as well at that age when they were there. But yes, okay, still loading back here. So that's what it is over there. They're going to be showing that. So yeah, so that's a bit about the writer. So the Little Bard. So first of all, so the title is The Little Bard of
Auschwitz.
I know. So this because the camp, W is V, right? In that language, right? In English,
V, yes, like in German.
V, not W. I would say we, but you say V, right? Wouldn't you?
Auschwitz, yes. Auschwitz. Yeah, because that's.
Yeah, I used to say, because I remember, but yeah, W is double V. So the language depends on the culture and place, but the same symbol can be, it depends how you pronounce it. So the title is
even TZ to the end is
isn't it? Yes. Yes. So Auschwitz. Oh, got it. Auschwitz. Brilliant. Perfect. See, I'm learning. You learn everything here at the book club. So the title, why the title, Little Bard? What inspiring? Tell me a bit about the title, Little Bard. Where did that inspiration come from?
Yes, the title, a bird appear as a hope, a symbol of hope in a book as well somewhere. Pieces happen very bad, but actually the essential is because Little Bird was a name given by the, so it was a doctor in a camp who actually all these young girls who was in a camp, 9 years, 13 years, and so on, they get the injection in a tummy as to bring them to be infertile.
Yes. Ooh.
Such. Yes, because that in the camp there were people, Jewish people and non-Jewish as well as who that's why they were deported, and not only another category of sexual orientation or even ethnic another ethnic minority who Germans I mean Hitler decided to exterminate that time. So one of them so Alina, the character, which is Recomparatti's mother, she said she thought like it was a name given by the doctor. It's very nice doctor. She said it was very nice, looking very good.
Very handsome.
Yes, and very handsome. And because when the doctor came or the nurses, they said like, oh, they'll do good. They'll do injection for the benefit as such, keep them away from disease. But the real reason it was just to bring them infertile.
Yes,
that was the injection that was given. And Alina as a child in her child mind and everything was thinking like a doctor you go and looking after you and looking
Innocent,
so
exactly, yes,
as
yes.
angelic face and thinking is gonna help Bashri, and this was a special name as a
Yes,
little bird.
yes,
Bird,
little
you
bird.
little bird.
I see.
Bashri was each girl over there was given this name. He was talking the same way. But she felt
Okay.
special. Didn't know
Yeah.
Ashri was a harm
Yes, yes, yes.
done to her body.
Yeah.
And what they did. IU is another doctor, Mengele was called,
Yes.
which was in the court
Yeah,
after,
yes,
and
yes,
what he
yes.
did with the twins and
Yeah.
another experiment of going very, they went in very craziness. Yes, this
So
is
that is
this
it.
is
So
the
that is very true because I read that part and she thought this is how it is in life. This is how we are. This is somebody who we think is someone coming to help us, yet they're killing us. You know, so she thought he was handsome. I read the part. Oh,
yes.
she was looking forward to see him. She thought he was very handsome. Yet
Nice doctor, like any
he
kid,
was
you go
coming to
there
destroy the
first.
body.
Yeah.
So the same thing is going on today. You think people are like us, we're here to help you, yet they're taking away your privileges, your rights, your land. So something is carrying on. So as the Bible says, the devil disguised as an angel of light. The same says that. So we think sometimes, wow, somebody loves us, oh, they come to take us and we give them all our trust. Yet they're slowly stealing from us or they're killing us short by short. That's what I've noticed. It's a very type of thing that's in the past, but you look around today again, it's still happening. Because it's nowadays it's sugar coated. People make it sugar nice. They coat poison with sugar and they say, I'm here to help you. And you take it and you wonder why you're dying and you wonder why you're not suffering, but that's the something will happen. So that's how she was. After all, because she was a young girl, so I don't think she would have known. I think the mom would have known, but because she was a baby and she saw the guy was very handsome, she was a teenager as well. So like, oh my goodness, I want to see him all the time. So she would think this guy is helping me. Yet in a sense,
yeah, because in a camp it was her and the mother. Yeah, the mother and her over there together.
Yeah, so that's where the end. That's where the end of the book, isn't it? But yeah, so
yes.
that's how. So that's where the word little bird came from, isn't it? So little bird. So Auschwitz.
Auschwitz.
I've got it now. So that's the camp, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where they were at the end in Poland. It was in Poland, wasn't it? In Poland.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, because it's there.
Yeah, so little bird is the girls. Oh, let's say Alina now, who was there. Alina was one of the little birds, but she was the one who was being worked on, and the many others in the Auschwitz camp in Poland. That was before World War II. That's about 1942, 1941. That's where I get the title from. So now she's narrating it with her son in the book, right? She's telling him the story, and then he's writing it down, and then they pass in the book where they talk, and then she tells them about, well, she has dementia, right? So I think she remembers.
So dementia, it was a stage of dementia because just little things, or what the author himself says, that this disease, because we live longer as like people that didn't get to this kind of to know about dementia.
Yes.
But it's kind of getting older. People live long as 90s, 100, and yeah, some of the things what they done recently can be forgotten, but never the memories and everything's more coming up. It's like replacing. It's vice versa, like filling the gap.
Yes, perfect. So I'm going to read from the book. It's called Before the Forward. It's a book by Alina. It's in the first page of the book. So I will share it here. If you go to Google, you can also review the book on Google. It's a short review of the book, but I'll put it here for those to read. So this part says, so my son, Jacques. So my son, sharing my story. I always wanted to, okay, this is Alina Peretti, 25th June last year as well. Can you believe last year? So she's over 80, isn't it? So she was 13 and she's over 90 or 80 now. So this is last year, 25th June, when you were finishing lockdown. So this is the part of the book at the beginning. She says, my son, Jacques is telling my story. I always wanted to tell it myself, but never could. Maybe my English wasn't good enough. I never had the courage. I never imagined for a second it would be written down. Even when Jacques was little, yes, I would tell him stories of our family in the war. He always asked more questions, wanting to know every detail. He never asked what people did when they found out I had been in Auschwitz. They would say, are you Jewish? And I would explain that there were lots of nationalities in the camp.
Yes.
Like us, French, Italians, oh, even Germans.
Yeah.
The camp was only the one part of our
Romanians as well.
Romania as well. Oh, there we are. I saw even Ukrainians, yeah. A big part, but just a part. The beginning of my journey in life. Oh, not the end. You see? So maybe by telling Jacques, maybe telling Jacques about Auschwitz.
Just, I don't know, maybe it's wrong.
Yes. Okay. Maybe by telling Jacques about Auschwitz, so young, did have an effect on him. We had a woman who came to our house once. She was German. Jacques was 6 or 7. She was a cleaner, and one day she saw this spider and started killing it, really grinding it into the ground with her foot. Jacques watched this from the corner of the room and then said to her when it was finished, "Is that what the Germans did to the Jews?" She handed in her notice saying to me, "Is this what you teach your son?" And I said he came to that conclusion himself, but it became an obsession of his wanting to show what happened to our family. Now we have told the story together. Perhaps this is my last chance to tell it. What do I feel? I feel proud, but we've done it, and that it deserves to be told. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Oh,
that is very nice. It's
so
that's very
happy.
nice. Yeah, because that
Yes.
is a topic we want to talk about. It's
That's
the
gold.
book. Oh, just reading myself, I'm already filled by emotion. Goodness me, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I read that before. I'm reading it again. That was beautiful. I read it before, but now it makes more sense after talking about it. Because read to the end. When you read again, some things makes more sense. I read it twice, but now read again, some things I feel that's beautiful.
Because if you have the idea, you see the documentary movies, the book. Because I as I said, that's why I came across this beautiful book.
Yes.
Wonderful book. Looking for another wonderful book.
Yes.
At the Center Library in town, 5 years in Auschwitz, couldn't find, and here you go, this beautiful book came here. I could see it, and I said, "Oh, that's it." And of course, made like this.
Yeah.
That's the memories. This is history. This is everything. It's not fiction. It's not. Yeah.
Exactly. It is history. Yes. Isn't it? Yes. It's history.
Sorry, breaking down a bit.
Went up. This thing was covered up, right? It was destroyed, wasn't it? Remember? End of a book stuff. Most of the documents were all destroyed.
Yeah, a lot of documents were destroyed, fire and everything.
It was in the book when the Russians were coming in, trying to cover up all this. So she was a living witness. So because she lived for that, we can know exactly how somebody was in there lived, isn't it? That's cool, right?
Yes, so great. Yeah, maybe many stories. They were burned or destroyed or happy.
Okay.
We have.
So I'm going to talk about. So let's talk about the context of the book, right? So this is the context of the book: the introduction, then the Pasiek family. So it begins with the 3 weeks of war, then the forest, talk about Siberia. We have the telegram. There's a smuggler got them out. Then they went to Sweden. Then it's presidency when they went back into Poland again. So to summarize it, before the world were living in the forest with the family. Then they went to the forest.
The forest and a house in a forest. The house it was in a forest.
Chapter 2.
Big house. Yeah.
Chapter 3 is Siberia. When they went to Siberia, when they're taken by the Russians. Out. So it's a big camp, isn't it? Many people, nationalists were there. And then 4 is when the husband found out they were in Siberia. He thought they were dead. So he sent a smuggler, which is chapter 5, to pick them out, who took them to Sweden, right?
Yes.
Sweden. So she left 3 of her kids in Poland. She wanted to go back to get them. So she said to go back into Poland. When she was free, imagine she was free in Red Cross. She said, "I can't live here. My kids are there." She said, "I must go back into hell, into the death zone." Pick up her kids. That's first and see. When the 8, the Jewish ghetto, which were there, 8, 7, 8, 9 was 10, 11, 12, 13. It was when there was fighting in Poland, right? Well, fighting was uprising.
Yes, this is the offer. The offer grandmother Olga.
Yes.
So it was the mother who's telling the stories.
Yes. No kidding.
The kid that time, Alina.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then so we have all those. And then 14 in Juta was called Josepha was the sister. When they moved, now 13 is when they Auschwitz, right? Auschwitz. When 13 is when they came to the camp. So the mother was there with her 2 daughters. Juta was her eldest daughter. Then 15 Little Bad is when they worked on her. Little Bad is it? That's when they're doing expansion on her. Yes. And then Lord is when the Michael came and found out. So he moved back to Poland from London, right? So Michael, who was the dad and the husband, so he moved back. So he's living there, but he couldn't get a job because he was blacklisted because they knew him.
Yeah, may I mention something?
Yeah,
so these people, they were they were non-Jewish. So the mom,
yes,
Olga, which is
yes,
the orphan grandmother,
yes,
she was very rich
yes,
Russian lady
yes,
who met Michael, being students in 1920,
yes,
and they get married and they have these
yes,
4 kids, which is sorry, I have to start
yes,
in order. So it
yes,
was Pavel was adopted, or it
yes.
was
So
Juta,
that's it.
because Juta and Kazik and Alina.
Alina, yes, yes.
Yes.
Let's come to that. So this is the whole thing. So yes, so that's the story. So going back now to the Basiak family, right? So that's the family. The family name was, so they had the parents, isn't it? Okay, this was his granddad, wasn't it? His granddad and his grandmom. It begins from there. So
Yes.
granddad was Michael, and the mom was Olga, wasn't it? So she was from a
Yes.
Russian family, and Michael
Very
was
rich.
very rich
Very
family.
rich.
She said in the book, she's a very rich person.
I mean,
And Michael
very
was
rich. It's mean like she could own half of Russia.
yes, what she was saying.
So rich.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So she was a heiress.
Yeah, but because of this socialism and communism and Burghese, the classes of Burghese, and that's why they were taken, because they were non-Jewish,
Yes.
but
Yes.
Burghese, which really they didn't like that kind of
Okay.
class at that time.
Okay.
The communism, I mean Stalin and all.
Yeah, yeah. Perfect. So that was the mom. So on that side, he said his name was Basiak, but he said also he was inherited fortune, but he changed his name apparently, and he hid it from the mother because of his political behind, isn't it? So apparently he was a Sobansky, but he changed his name to Basiak to hide it. So she didn't know when she met him that he lied to her about, okay, he was an engineer, architect. That's his profession, but he wasn't doing that. He was doing more politics now because he was in the uprising, wasn't it? So that's how the story begins. So the mom had 2 brothers who they mentioned at the beginning, who used to work for the Tsar. He used to I think one was a cupbearer, testing and all that. Then someone they got killed. So it was the 2 mentioned. And then they don't mention much about Michael's family. But then so it begins with the 4 kids, isn't it? They have the 4 kids who they had, isn't it? So because they tried for kids, they couldn't have kids. So they first adopted Pavel when he was a boy, wasn't it? So Pavel was the youngest, was adopted. And then their firstborn between them 2 was Juta or Josephina. They call it Juta, isn't it? But they say in the book Josephina.
Yeah, it was like a miracle actually, because she didn't have kids, and suddenly she adopted one kid, and that followed to have nearly one of them.
Yes. So the firstborn they had was a girl who was Juta, and then Kazik, and then Alina, who's the mother of the orphan. So as you grow, you see the playing between the kids. Now this guy, the firstborn who was the heir, he was 7 years older than Kazik, but because he's adopted, he didn't want to lead the family because he was the man of the house, but he didn't feel like, because he's adopted, he didn't feel like it was his position. Yet the others didn't know, the kids didn't know for a while. So they thought he was the firstborn, but he didn't want to. So he looked up to the young boy as the leader because he is the rightful heir. Yet the man put him in charge sometimes. So I saw it in the book. It happens in every life. So I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so true. If you grow up in kids, he was the guy. He was older, 7 years older than him, but you take him. He let the boy be the boss because I'm adopted. He knew it. It destroyed his confidence, isn't it? Because he's adopted.
He like he doesn't belong.
Yet he was one.
Right.
Yes, isn't it? Yeah. So the book begins in 3 weeks before the war. So this when she was married, she met Michael. She said, "I'm a rich man. He's rich, so it's gonna make me a rich person. Both this guy is rich. I'm rich. He can put me in a nice house." Da, 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 da. Yet he put her in a house deep in the forest, and she wasn't happy at all, was it? She was like, "How dare you? I'm from a rich family, and you put me here in the forest." She was mad at him.
No, there were too many mosquitoes.
Yeah, but mosquitoes went to charge, and there were wolves attacking the sled. Just for that, she was like, "I'm a rich person. I'm living in the forest." So that part begins. It opens up the book because she didn't like her husband very much. I think because of that, because she was rich family, she was living in the forest, and she didn't know how to look after kids, right? So she had a helper, a housemate called Hela. Hela was Polish. She was married, but she's coming to them. Awesome, yeah. So that's when the story begins. So we have the 4 kids. Then we have the husband there. Now it begins when he's away in London. He told them that, of course, he's going to fix things, but he's actually plotting with the AK in London. So they begin. So they leave the forest and go to Warsaw, right? Warsaw, which some will say Warsaw, but Warsaw
Warsaw,
is it in
Warsaw,
Poland? Is
Warsaw.
that correct? They had an apartment there. So they're going for holidays. The mom was taking the kids there. So they're having fun, and then suddenly Alina made a mistake, and then she said, "Hold it over, that's it. We're going back to the forest." And they're like, "No." So the three elder ones said, "No, we're not going. We defied it. We're not staying here." So Kazik took charge as a guy. Pavel was there, but he was standing behind him because he's adopted.
Yeah.
But you could see, so Kazik, he was following the young guy because, yeah, you go. It's your family. I'm much adopted. So I said, "I'm not going back." But she said, "Fine. No, you guys stay here. I'll leave you with the maid to look after them, give her money," because she was rich, she was rich. She was rich. Like,
She
she had to give some rubles, some diamonds, look after them. I'll go back to Valena to the forest, isn't it?
To the house in the
To
forest.
the house in the
yes.
forest. And then that's when the war began. So we have the dad
No,
is in London plotting.
Even is described as the kids playing and everything, because they love to play, like like all the kids, like war thing. And actually the actual war started because Russia, it was a target because of the economy. Well, all the factories and all the main things could be destroyed there.
I see, yes.
It was a target because on one side it was the Nazi, because that time in Europe it was between Nazi Germans and Stalin, Russian.
Yes.
Like that was the. So that's why they were like divided by a river. So one
Yes.
side, let's say from Poland, which was like was divided by that one. So they came, Nazi came over, and after from there, Russian was taken, the one who they were against the white Tsarist people.
Yes.
They call like
Yes,
the
yes,
rich
yeah,
one.
yes,
Yes.
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 Yeah, so that's beautiful. So that's where the book begins, when it all falls apart. Well, you can look at it both ways. It's good and bad. It's bad because it's separate, but it's good because that's how we not learned about the story. Some will say it's so bad because it's terrible because family was set apart. The three kids young in Warsaw. The husband he doesn't know where he is. He was in London, but he didn't know before they were facing games. Then she's by herself as a kid in the forest. And it says she did not look at the kids, innit? She didn't have any experience looking at the kids. So it was depending on the maid. Now she was gone, like, oh my goodness, how do I look at the kid? But she didn't like Alina that much in the book because the kid reminded her of her dad, isn't it? She didn't like her, they weren't really good friends at all. She didn't like her at all. So you see the good and the bad in this beginning. The good is she had the kids. The bad is they all separated. So she didn't know what to do. So that's when the war began. I saw the Germans came fast to the forest. We're looking for Michael, right? The Germans came fast. The Gestapo, was it?
Yes, because they have the information. Yeah.
Yes, had information about Michael. So she didn't know.
Michael, like,
as well as we were debating before, like, did she know or did she choose not to know? That's the part I was thinking. If we
she never asked.
She never asked, or she didn't want to ask. That's what I was thinking.
His orientation, political orientation.
Yes.
She knew he's a big engineer. That's it.
She knew that, isn't it? Yes.
It was.
Yes.
As kids further, they followed the father.
Yes, isn't it? That's what I'm saying.
Alina herself.
Yes. But when the Germans asked about him, they say this guy is a project coordinator. So I thought maybe she started thinking, maybe this guy's right. Because remember, she used to read cards. She used to tarot cards to find the future. So I was thinking maybe the cards don't tell her that this guy is in politics, or because as I was thinking, it's a part where you think, the cards she read sometimes were true, sometimes were false, but sometimes they're correct. So maybe they should not choose not to read about Michael, or she just ignored it.
But that's why they were after him, because he was in the breaches and everything. So that Germans was the ones to destroy any connection to one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is what makes the story interesting. So I'm not saying it's good and bad. It's interesting because now we understand people, you understand how they moved and how they came back together. So this is where you see this, it's like a movie. Now she got to think, now my kids are there. Where's my husband? I'm a young girl by myself in the forest. There's the Germans outside with guns.
Yes.
And she had to hide all her jewelry of gold in her garments or her clothing because she had to.
Yeah.
So in this bad time is when she became smart. You gotta think. You have to think really.
She was smart. She was smart.
She became smart because it's a bad situation, but it made her very smart.
So
I was saying on my point of view that if you look at it in a spiritual or in a godly way, so she was the protector of Alina. So Alina could tell this story. So nothing happened to her because everywhere she went, something magical happened to her. She escaped. She didn't die. Whatever you heard the story, she went like something was protecting her. I'm saying in this sense. I'm not saying like.
Remember the bird thing because it appeared a few times in the book.
Yes, it did, isn't it? Yes, about us coming as well.
No, not about the title, which is the title later.
Yes,
I mean, but this a few times appear.
Yes. So as I would say, in my opinion, I would think she was meant to protect that girl as she grew up. For her, because if Alina died, I don't think they've got this story at all, would they? So everywhere she went, she was protected, going back to Poland, to Siberia, and all that. So that's how it began. So the Germans came, they asked for him, they said they didn't find him, they went for the whole house, ransacked it, hid everything in there. And then after that was the Russians, right? Russians came after, right?
The Russians came afterwards, because again they have information that he's okay, so they were against the rich people,
yes,
and also it was two separate this in power in Russia. So the ones who and they fought. He's one of the, so they both sides, they have this kind of information about husband Michael.
Yes, it was. So I know Germans left, Germans didn't take a captive, they left her, but they went to a house, they destroyed the house. But Russians said, you are white, sir, you belong to us. You don't belong here, you belong with us. So if you read on, they took her, but the guy was supposed to go to Moscow, wasn't he? Supposed to go to Moscow. That was the plan. So the guy thought they won't survive because it's very far away. They thought this lady won't survive, she will die on the way. So if you read the book, it says the officer said, it's too far, she will die. So luckily, she had rebels. So she bribed a young boy soldier to look on the train. She told him, she bribed him to look the other side. And that is how she escaped from that place of going to Moscow.
She went in a train. A train could go anywhere.
She didn't know where she was going. Just jumped on the train with many refugees in there, Ukrainians, Polish, Romanians, all in there. And she didn't know where she was going.
Yes, because the people, they thought they will go somewhere. They didn't know exactly what's going on. So some trains escape from the war and they go somewhere.
Exactly.
That's
So this is I got this picture. I got this one around the time, Second World War, that time. So this is where she began, right? Somewhere in where's Poland? Help me out. Poland is down here, right? Poland is over here. Isn't it?
We can see.
But Siberia is far this way, over here. So it take a few days. Out way on this way, it doesn't show on the screen. But from there, she came all the way back to Sweden, right? To Sweden, isn't it? Come back to Sweden. And then she went back down to Poland again to find the 3 kids who were there.
Yes.
That's when it became a camp. And then at the end, she moved to Paris, right? In the end, she moved to Alina and
Sorry.
The book, isn't it?
Yes.
So this is the picture of how they. Now think about, in those days there was no fast train, no plane, but it took days to travel. They were using sledges over the furthest. But it took 500 kilometers. Some would took many days. And
it was like a freight kind of style train.
It took days. So when Michael sent the telegram from Michael was here in London, right? London,
yes.
The smugglers said it will take 11 months to get to Siberia from there. Can you believe it? Nowadays, it can take you 3 hours, 4 hours, 10 hours to get there. But still, it'll take you 11 months from London to Siberia to get them out of the camp, isn't it? So this is a bit about how things have moved on from where you are. Imagine all that stress, everything in the train. So read the book, it tells you how people was hungry, it was dirty, there was no food, people were screaming. There was a little girl, when she has been, if people knew who she was, there was gold in her jacket, but they didn't know. If they had a clue that she had that money, should have been gone, isn't it? They'd have killed her and taken the thing. Because everybody, she had coins everywhere. Gold.
And rubles,
rubles. So she had to hide
rubles,
them.
That was the
so she had all that.
The ruble.
So that's when she moved to the train, and then it went to Siberia, isn't it? So they were in a camp there. And there are many people from different nationalities over there, isn't it? So from there, she started doing her cards and reading her tarot cards to make a fortune, right? So she said, you know what, let me start telling people they're off. But what's the funny part? People are dying, people are struggling, but they wanted hope. So they should tell them a lie.
Survive.
And they would believe it and they'll be happy. So Ina was like, Mom, that's not true. But but they believe it. So that's the thing about human nature. You know you're struggling, but you want to hear something which is not true to make you feel better. So many guys like them because they'll give them words of hope.
A hope, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Hope is a very important thing. People think being positive is very good because the soldiers liked her. So it saved her from. She was made special. She was made special because she was giving people hope. People were dying, struggling, but the words she spoke were good.
She gave them
my brother died. Tell me something good. Oh, don't worry, you'll be okay. I'm just making it up, but I see a good future. You get out of here and be like, oh yes, thank you. I went to work out. Next step, they're dead. That's what I'm thinking. But so that's how she survived in Siberia, right? Isn't it?
Pardon? So
What's how she survived in the Siberian camp?
she survived, yeah, because she knew how to read the cards. She
But
used
the
her
funny thing is,
cards.
those cards, sometimes I
And
don't know how
also
they
like
work.
tarots these days,
Tarot
maybe.
cards, I don't know how they work, but
Yeah.
sometimes the things said were coming true. Most of
Yeah.
the times it was true, actually, but you know, some things
It was
she
a
wrote about
gift,
it.
which Alina, she didn't think her mom has got a gift.
She didn't,
thought,
because at
she
the
just,
beginning she was like, Mom, please. And the end she's like, hey, it seems
it's like,
lucky
hey,
because
you
she's
start to
assisting,
believe.
isn't it? At the end she said, let me helping out. Come. She became the secretary or the assistant. Yeah, come in, I'll book you in. We're on Zoom today. Oh, you know, that I imagine for now. Come on, I'll pick a Zoom link. Oh, Facebook, yeah, we'll give you an email. I must have the method, isn't it? Can you believe it?
Yeah.
So that's when
Yes.
Michael, so that's part 2, isn't it? So now the telegram is when Michael was looking for his family in London, isn't it? So he sent
Was
someone
looking for
to check.
the family members, yeah.
And the guy said it was all flat gone. So he thought, oh my goodness, they're dead.
They all dead, yeah.
So how did he know? I'll leave that to you.
He
So
knew
went
because when it was in given names and
Yes.
everything, Red Cross, they found 2 names as Barcia family, so mom Olga
exactly.
and the daughter Alin.
Yes. So someone knew, like,
So
oh
they
my
got
God.
2 people. We don't know
Yeah.
about another one.
Yes.
So which he thought that they're a long time in apartment in Warsaw
Yes.
when the bomb, everything bombed and everything.
Yes.
But actually, if it's okay to mention now, they were chosen by the Germans because they were when the Germans they did choose the Aryan look, like kids,
Exactly. Aaron, like,
blonde, blue eyes,
yes. Look for
all
Aaron look.
skin and
Yes,
everything, which they
exactly.
could separate in the same
Yes,
town.
yes,
They put
exactly.
like
Yes.
the same ones, and plus just they were
Yes, they
they
did.
were
Yes,
very
they did.
educated, and Jutta, she was playing Chopin. She was
Yes.
playing a good piano and everything,
Yes.
very intelligent, speaking 6 languages.
Yes.
Was the German.
Yes. So it was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving on to Siberia, I know you said you're from Romania, right? You're from Romania, isn't it? So you told me
Yes.
when you read the book, you told me that it makes some memories of you when you were younger, the same kind of situation about the
So
bears
find
and the
out,
whole,
yes,
and
you
the
know.
whole. Because I saw some Romanian soldiers, some in the camp, some also soldiers officers in the war as well. So he told
Yeah,
me
my grandfather, he passed through the war and everything, and you know about
Yes.
this
okay, yes,
concentration things and
Yeah.
taking the people to Bulgos and
Yeah.
so far as Siberia after.
Out of
And
it,
who made it, who not very terrible stories, and some who died
yes,
become they feed you because to survive and everything. So it was,
is it?
yes, it's
So
very.
that's why this is a very interesting.
very,
Yeah, because now this makes more sense.
winters in that time and everything, and
Yes,
this
I heard about it.
wolves around who cross over the
Yes.
frozen rivers.
Yes, I read about the frozen lakes. Yeah,
Terrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
that
God,
is the
yeah.
fear.
Yeah, so that's why this book is interesting, because it's good to know someone who is actually lived there and knows from a part of the culture. I read the book as an outsider because I haven't lived there. I don't know about it, but because you live in the same area, you know exactly how it is. You read the book as well.
Yeah, Europeans.
If I read the book as a reviewer, and then you read the book as cultural understanding from a culture point of view and language point of view, it makes more sense. So bring the two together. So we're connecting the experience plus the culture together, so we have a bigger understanding of the book, isn't it?
Yeah, like my grandfather, he said was not water and everything, and that's all the war and everything, and any bit of water who see like from the animals kind of print and everything.
Yes.
They just went, a few of them, just to grab a bit, just to wet the lips and.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it's good to hear a story. So that's when they were in Siberia. So moving on from there, so Michael found out they were in the So he sent a smuggler who was a Russian guy called Stefan, isn't it?
Yeah, there were in that time a lot of smugglers. Even the Germans, the soldiers, they took any money and just.
But the funny thing is, some Germans were even soldiers were taking bribes and smuggling the people themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, people. No, you don't know. Yes, even Germans themselves, the Gestapo, some of them were, I won't say dirty, but taking bribes. People had to survive.
Yeah.
But this is what Michael found them. When he sent them, so he said it would take 11 months from London. I don't know if he found him in London to get them there. So he said he'll take them from Siberia, but all the way to Sweden, isn't it? To Sweden.
Sweden.
So the story goes, I won't mention all the details, but for time, but they talk about how
500 miles away.
What, sorry?
500 miles away.
Yes, 500 miles away. That's the rate. So we're talking how long that was, 500 miles away. So that's around 831 kilometers. We measured it, yes. So that way, so they go through a lot. They had to go through ports. They had to go meet Gestapo again. They
over
had to
the
bribe people.
frozen lakes.
All the bribing. She had to get out some of her gold without him knowing he had gold. But the thing is about this guy, so I think he was I don't know if he was paid before or after, because he was an honest guy. So the thing is, he got them there. The book says he got them there, which is good, because
He did his job, yeah.
I know others will say, yeah, I'll do it. They get the money, go on. Oh, yeah, live in something. But according to the book, he got them in Sweden at the end. I'm not covering every single thing, but in the end, they bribed, they got food, they did something happened, they went to the court, but in the end, they went for the port. In the end,
The smuggler himself, he paid more for in a Siberia camp.
Yes, he did.
To Kalina, because Olga having a gift.
I did.
And she said,
yes, it did.
They consider like a white witch. And
yes, my problem. Yes, that's good. But the thing I wanted to ask, so which makes it funny. See, this story was funny because nobody can just walk in there and say, I'm taking them out. I mean, they get my point. Anybody else could come and say, they would say, I'm sure they were like, why do you want them? Who are you? Would shoot you. But he came in, he asked boldly, I'm looking for this person, blah, blah, blah. And they said, she's
exactly, yeah.
So it's like the door was open for him to come and pick them out. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a camp, people in a camp, nobody can just come and say, I want this too. Like, why? Who are you? You know, so it's either it was a man of power, or he bribed them very good, or it was meant to be that way for them to get out of there. Because the door was open every time. There was no fighting at all. There was no argument. No
the money was, the money was involved. A lot of money.
As I follow the story, the mom went, there was always something like a door opening for her to escape or to go. There's no struggles in her. So that's why I was like, oh, that's weird. They didn't question him. They didn't put him down. They didn't arrest him. And he smuggled as well. So I'm like, that's weird. Something, there's a hidden hand behind this. But they said, yeah, she's over there, but you pay more because she's this. And but let them go, like, huh? Like, let them go. I mean, like, hello, it's your prison now. Why? Because anyway, he was special, or she was special, or it was a big in hand. It was meant to happen that way. Whichever one you choose to believe, from a point of view. Because everything was somehow it was magical for me. It wasn't because somebody else they'll be shot. Others you see they're being shot, they're being killed, they're being whacked. But for her, it was something covering her, protecting her.
Yeah, it was some protection.
So anyway, when she got to Sweden, he got in the car. Then they were in the car. Then he got in the car. Once he got them there, he said goodbye. I've never seen him again, isn't it? So she went into the Red Cross camp, and she was safe. She was like, finally, I'm here. I've got my kid here, but I've got 3 more in the fighting, in the killing, who have left there. Yes. So that is a dilemma. You're free, you're happy, but you got your heart is still somewhere in the death. I think some of us are like that.
Because Alina, her daughter, she thought she's very, how she can think like that, how a mother can do.
Yes. That's my point. Yes. So,
she said she should be left there and, to go because I was happy there.
Yes, exactly. Because people, even guys who are looking at her, like, what's wrong with you? The people who are asking her.
It's like a madness. You escape from the killing and you come freedom and after you go back.
I feel that way as well sometimes. I think that's how we all feel sometimes when you get happy, you get a nice house, you decorate, and see a family who is suffering, and you're like, okay, should I stay here being happy or help my family? That's the thing she was in, but they were in the kill zone. I mean, the good thing is they were kids. If there was somebody else, I don't think she should have gone because they were kids. That's why she went. So that's imagine that. Okay, I'm free, I'm happy, I've been set free, I've been smuggled out, I'm free in Sweden, I'm happy, I start again afresh. She could have said, you know what, I'm cut off, I forget, but she said, no. I am going back to that death. I think it reminds me as well, I'm a bit like that. I must go back and help some people. Because now I've come with some stuff, I've let them go, now I feel like, oh, I'm happy now, I'm free. I look back, I see that others still suffering, like, oh, should I go back and help them as well? I feel that way as well, like, okay, I'm free, I'm enjoying my life here. Maybe then help. I look back, I was a note who I left behind, they're like, oh, should I stay here, help, or should I go help them out? That's the question I think we'll go through. But she decided, you know what, I'm going back to Poland, like, oh my goodness me.
Yeah, it's like you go for the fire again. I mean, fire. I mean, death. Yeah, that's the...
So, and as the story goes, we won't say everything for time, but because she got another smuggler, right? A smuggler who was a younger guy, who was Turkish. What's his name? His name was Orhan.
Pardon?
His name was Orhan, right? The Turkish guy. He was a very young guy in his
Turkish
20s.
guy, another smuggler.
So he wasn't very experienced. Obviously, he would talk, but as you see, he made a few mistakes on the way, as you could tell.
Yes.
But another key point.
Miscalculated.
Some things, yeah. But the key point is where they met another couple who were doctors. They're moving from Poland back to Sweden.
Yes, they did the same.
Give us a kid. So they were like, this woman, you're mad. So Poland, they're like, I'm trying like, you're going back in there and we're coming out. Are you mad? And
even that time, if you remember, I don't know if you get that thing. So Alina, she gets so angry. She went out and on one of the tree.
Yes. Yes, imagine that. that emotional
Yeah,
expression for a kid, as a kid, yes.
she kind of scratched
she did, isn't it?
with her mom name.
Yes.
I think.
That's the
Yeah,
part
it
where,
was,
again,
very, it's like, how can you do that to me? Are you okay?
so
You're
that
breaking.
made
Yeah.
her very strong because she had a choice to give a kid. People think she's mad, but she said, I don't care. I'm still going back into the hellhole. But she
Yes.
carried on. And the thing is, that guy who made the mistake at the end, he left them. He had to use the dogs. But because of the mistake he made, there's a German airplane looking around.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, it was a surveillance like that because
so
with
the good
all
thing
this
is he had,
shooting continuously,
yes, there was
very
a bag
low.
which, yes, very low, yes, flying low.
Yeah, just over the lake, the frozen
Yes.
lake.
So apparently he had picked a point where it was very popular for them to know smugglers were there. He picked a bad
Yes.
point. He didn't think it was, but it was popular. So there were a lot of people searching. So the way it was coming back, how they were saved is that they quickly put a blanket over themselves, isn't it?
It was on a sleigh, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. And they put something over themselves, and then the plane did not see them. And that's how they
This
were
is
saved.
white, yeah.
Yes.
The surface, yeah.
So that's how, again, I think yet again at the court, she met some German guys, but she bribed the Germans themselves and let her through in. So I'm like, what?
Imagine the cold. Imagine the cold over the frozen lake and everything.
Frozen sea, was frozen.
Frozen sea, yeah.
Yes, it was cold.
Yeah, imagine. Yes.
It was cold for days as well, from Sweden to Poland. That was, my friend, that's a journey. That's what they call a tough journey. But at the border again, she met the Gestapo again, and then she bribed them again, if I'm not wrong, and they let her through again. So the story goes, as she goes now she goes back to her apartment in Warsaw, isn't it? So now going back to the kids were there, they were living there with the Hela, because they were Aryan looking, so they were put into a school and they were learning. Sweta was learning piano. There was a German guy who liked her, so he used to send her clothes as well, remember? So the kids, the boys,
yes, yeah.
Yeah, so the boys were, Juta, because he was older, he got a job, like a caretaker. So he taken the key from the German guy and gone to locker, took out all his bullets and ammunition. They were hiding them in the apartment in there with Kazek, because all the two boys. So that's the story. That's the part which they were doing while they were students. So we're living in the same house, wasn't bombed. That's something. Another thing is,
it was like escape. Just so everything was destroyed, but that stand for some reason. Yeah.
Another thing is, everywhere around was bombed apart from the apartment. Another thing people don't realize.
It was for this book to come.
That's what I'm saying. That's another story. That's another miracle, I would say. The apartment was still there. All around, people were dying, being bombed, but their house was still intact.
Yes.
I don't know how that's possible, my friend. Now I'm telling you, people say this is something bigger behind this. Because and she came, she said, look, people are dying. She found a man cutting the hedge, dressed, but his house was all burnt. But he was knitted dressed, cutting his hedge because people were mad. But she had to continue. People were dying. There was a camp here. She went to her apartment. It's still fine. The kids were there like, what? So I'm wondering out of all these, there's no way that there's no possible way you come back again to the same house. We left them in a holiday and they're still alive and they're happy, they're cooking, they're even working and they're studying.
Yes.
So I'm telling you, that is a story. That is not something normal. But anyway, as you go on, there's
nothing now.
Yeah, and as you go on, yeah, so that's the thing I figured out, like, oh, I look back another angle, like, oh my goodness me, that's not possible. Others were dying, but they was fine. But anyway, to carry on, so they met them, they were talking and all that. That's when the boys said going to war, isn't it? That's when they joined the things to fight. Then the other sister took away the bullets because she wanted them to die. So as you're going from there, isn't it? So
very young, they knew how to fight, they knew
everything.
They were very intelligent.
Very intelligent, yeah. So that's life. No father, no mother, anything. So you had to grow up quick. You had to grow up quick because you had no parents there. Because you had to be their own. You had to grow up quick because listen, we had no parents. There's war, people dying everywhere. Camps, even like in their school next door, there was a Jewish camp, people being killed.
Yes.
They could see over the fence, people being shot every day. Oh, that is not something. Imagine it happened in this time here. People will be like, what? People now, in this nowadays, because of peace, people don't understand that past. But if you're living those times, that is something else. So that's what happened there, that part, isn't it? So that's how it carries on until they went. And then finally the two boys joined the armies to go and fight. Isn't it? They went to fight and all that. And then I think that's when Pavel was killed, isn't it? Pavel was killed.
Pavel was killed, yeah, on that bridge where
he was on the bridge because one of the aims.
Yes.
And then Kazek didn't die, but he was injured, but he came back somehow, isn't it? He didn't die. He didn't die because he was injured, but injured. That's why he shot another German boy. The part
Yes, maybe the same age as him, and
Much as
he
him,
took
yes.
his documents and everything.
Took his
And
documents, yeah.
so it says a long time.
Yeah, even at the end.
Because what is it? He hired his he could see that movement. The
Yes.
first time he thought maybe it's a rat, maybe something,
body,
an animal,
yeah.
something. And after he realized it was a human, and after
Very short,
the
nothing
bullet
happened,
struck
isn't it?
him,
Yes.
and it was the same age as him, look like, and
Yes,
to see
isn't
the date of birth, name, everything, because one was found like this from the surgeon.
Yes, I wonder how he felt. Yeah.
Who was scared like him as well. They were young,
Yes.
both scared as well in this war. Who was not the war, was like a crazy psychopath. Hitler and his
Remember, even at the end, towards the end, I think I don't remember what part it was, but even he took back that document to his mother. The boy he killed, the part in the book, he took a document, took back to the mother. She said, "I was waiting for you." The part she took back, she found the mother of the boy. She said, "I'm waiting for you."
Later,
she
she's going all this way to find,
but somewhere in the book, back,
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what happened up. And so that's the part there. So all that part is where we see that part of, we have the Jewish ghetto, the war uprising, the Walla massacre, the firing squad. There's a word, pretty sure I can't pronounce it. I mean, that's when the camp began. That's when taken to the camp. So all that part is where Michael now was involved, isn't it? Michael now is in London preparing to fight people. That's when he meets Martha, and he was planning the head of the AK, sending in. So that's when he meets the lady Martha, who became his mistress, isn't it? Right? So they sent people to go there. They said, "We got the guys with the hurry. Stalin is coming in." Like, "No, guys, we have no time. Let's just go fight." So they started an uprising, but they were kind of crushed. So the Gestapo were there, but they weren't very strong. Some were strong. Then you had the Jewish uprising. The AK was there. Stalin was coming. So Germans were like, "Oh crap, Stalin is coming in. What are we gonna do?" It was a bit of that, People were unsure.
Martha, she was a very, very strong lady, and it was after later on like a spy, but she was in a big fight against the Germans. And
the doing uprising, Martha came in, they did a discussion, and they said, "Okay, we have to go and fight." No part in it. So that's the part where a lot of uprising and wars, some people massacred, some of them were fighting because they had no weapons much. So they tried, but most of the Germans had no spare weapons. So they fought them, and most of the uprising was settled down. So that's when the Germans took everyone to the camp, isn't it? That's when we get the Auschwitz camp, isn't it? Look at chapter 13, where we are now. That's when they went to the camp, isn't it? So that's when the camp mother was taken to she didn't know where Kazik was. Pavel had died. Kazik was not there.
Yes.
But she was with Utah, right? And Alina.
Yes.
So that's when they were taken to, the Germans are coming to pick them up into the camp. So that's when this part where people thought, okay, she said, because she knew Utah was more Aryan looking, so they think they'll help her they'll save her by saying she speaks German. Is that correct?
No, because she was speaking German, and the mother, she thought she's gonna be safe in this way, like,
Maybe she didn't say it. Should have kept her alive. So that's the part we don't know much, because they're saying maybe she hadn't said it. At the end of the book, she said, "Oh, maybe I made a mistake. I should have said that. Maybe I'd have seen her." Because you could tell from the book they were put in a camp. They didn't know where she was, but because she was speaking, she was put like a secretary. But if you read the book, they were saying most women are told to be prostitutes, right? To sleep with the Gestapo. So they were given a false thing. If you do this, you get a nice housing. And most of them, I guess, for the soldiers to come sleep with them as prostitutes in holes and all that, isn't it?
But they didn't know exactly what.
They didn't know exactly where she was.
She was very intelligent anyway, so maybe she did that kind of document.
Maybe she did it because even she wrote a letter to them, isn't it? Somebody smuggled a letter to them, remember?
Yeah, it came as a paper, like not be noticed. So
that's the thing which tells me, sometimes we think there's no hope, but there's always hope. We think that something looks scary, but there's always someone, even an enemy, can help you, because most of the Germans were ones who are bribing, who are helping them.
Don't forget, because in that war, the Germans, they were very smart. They put Polish ladies who themselves they were prisoners.
Exactly. Yes.
Sorry, in a camp.
Yes.
And give them some, and for them to survive and everything, so become boss and being as a boss as they. I mean, like, and but they did it all the same way, like just to survive.
Exactly.
Just to be like maybe whipping someone or maybe.
Exactly.
They were like. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very smart. Put
Give them power.
Yeah,
so they give them power. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could tell. So people, you could tell someone not happy even when they were not courage. They were fighting for food. The one person they all died and they were all happy because she was rude to them. So the one who died and like, yes, when she died because she was not being happy. She was being a double agent. The one lady who died in the courage, and they're like happy because she was telling her she was being a double agent to the Germans. So when she died, of all the people were like, yes. So that's how it was in the group. But that part is all about the camp. So when they were doing the experiments and all that stuff, isn't it? So that's how we wouldn't mention everything, but that's the part. If you read the book, it's in the book. But they did the experiments. That's when you get to the bar, isn't it?
Yes.
The bar. So she's working here. Met her friend. Was it Mengele, the doctor who came to work on her? And she was like, oh, he's so handsome, and she was like to see him every time.
Yes.
Yeah. But they were doing experiments and they were killing them. If you read other things at all, they were taking out, as you told me, taking out eyes. But I'm not mentioning the parts. It's gruesome, but they're doing experiments which are not very. I can't say it to know because of purpose. But you're doing experiments on the kids and other people on there. That's why we get a title book with the Bard of Auschwitz. That's what get it there, isn't it?
Yes.
And then when to cut it short, when everything they thought they was dying, that's when the Russians came in. Towards the end, Russians came in. They're like, "Oh, we're
yeah, because the Russians, they were very smart. They played the role smart. They did like this in war, even now. They were waiting for the Nazi to do all this dirty job and everything. And after they came, exactly, saying, yes, we save you. We are the saviors to you,
that's Poland,
what they said. And we become communists.
Yes,
so that right. They did that, but they were not better.
They weren't. No. That is true because they were happy. Like
that was a game playing. So this way did Europe.
And that is how the AK resistance in London was destroyed. Remember, in London, because Michael was the other guy, the guy who sold them out to the Russians. Like in the resistance, he apparently another guy in the AK, but he said, "No, I'll give." So he gave out to Stalin. So we're gonna help you, but no, it was bad. It was bad, but yet again, it made the Germans leave them behind. So the Germans started abruptly leaving. You could see the burning, the things burning. They said they got scared. And suddenly, because people in the camp didn't know they're gone. People in the camp were still, but Germans were gone, remember? At that time, at the end, people didn't know they're gone because Germans were fleeing, they're burning the stuff, burning things, so they're gone. So people in the camp didn't know.
Yeah, but that time they did the most possible because they started to get, like, mentioned a soldier who was drunk, and a German soldier who was drunk and singing he was in the tank and he was shooting all around. He didn't know what he's doing. He just destroyed everything. He just for the last moment.
Yes, for the last one. Yes. Can you hear me? Never always fight to the end. Never give up. No matter what it was. People sometimes we're there fighting, people fighting, but even those who are trying to fight us, they've gone. They're scared of it. They've gone. Sometimes we think we're hiding from something. The thing we're hiding from is running away as well. So we are hiding. Someone told me, because people didn't know. So someone have stayed there for longer. Some guys, we go. Some like no. Someone said no. They're still. Someone like no. They're still there. But like they've gone. Like no, they're still there. But in the end, they fled. And then the Russians came in, and then they took over again. So that's how it was. So that's a good thing, and that's how Alina and Olga escaped death in the camp. And that's for me, that's a miracle as well. Like, wow, they survived again. Like these two are definitely had a blessing. There was a miracle behind them. Yeah, there's no chance. But that's when Michael came, isn't it? So that's the part Michael comes in. That's in chapter 16, 17, when Michael comes in to Poland again. But because he's enlisted by the Russian government, he can't get any jobs. Even them themselves, they couldn't do any work or get to university, right? Because of him, isn't it? So they couldn't go to university, they couldn't get jobs.
Yeah, because he was in England, so yeah, that's why. Because that was communism and they didn't like it.
Yeah, isn't it? Yes.
So that's
when he moved there, isn't it? Yeah. But he couldn't do anything, so they were monitoring him. So that's when, to cut it short, that's when the lady, Yuta was trying to go to university. No, Alina was trying to go to university, but she used a fake name, go to university, but they didn't know that. And then some professor called her and said, I know that. They said, I won't punish you. Again, she was saved. He knew.
Why?
Said,
because
Go ahead.
Why? Because the father, he met the father and know who the father was.
Oh, where's the part? Oh, is that why? So, what's another thing again? You see,
and they said, you're gonna be.
Can you believe that?
I know, I believe in you, you're gonna be a big architect. because he
told them.
knew what is coming, what routes she's got.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
this one was meant to happen for her. This was no chance it was a mistake.
Yes. Yes.
So that's when, yeah, so that's when now Martha comes back again 5 years later. Martha comes back, look at the smile on your face. See the book, what's it, Martha comes back. She went, oh, Martha comes back. Oh, she wasn't on a spy. She was honest. But then comes back, Martha went to London, his mistress, Martha. 5 years later, she comes back. Obviously, she told the story. She was given, hey, I'm an agent. They gave me your number, your address. I'm working for them. They want me to find information about you. She was honest, so she told them, yeah. So they plan to give, to say, okay, yeah, you do this, I'll do this. Tell them this. And the funny thing is, she did exactly what she did. She didn't sell him out.
No.
That was amazing. She didn't sell him out.
She
So
planned.
the book says, yeah. So they
played
okay,
these
didn't.
roles. A very good spy, actually. Yeah, very good.
Yes.
She knew how to do it.
Yes, and it goes by, yeah. So she double agent. Actually,
Protect her.
She's even triple now. Yes, so she played it
The
for
man
Russian-
what she loved, because it was love
Michael's
between
wasn't
them, Michael and his mistress.
She was, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And then this is the part where Olga raises her cards and says, "There's not a woman. There isn't a woman." I mean, Alina, go follow him. Okay, so we met that part. Yeah, so he didn't know that he had 2 kids alive. He only knew he had Alina.
Alive.
And,
Still.
so his mother told him, Mata told him, I'll be following you, but it's hard for you because you have a wife and 2 kids. Like, what? 2 kids? What for one kid? Like, oh, so he quickly leaves out the thing, goes to finds her. When he finds he has a son, like, oh my goodness, my son is still alive, isn't it?
It was kind of cold meeting, to be honest.
Yes, isn't it? Yeah.
Because he didn't really.
Yes, it was called after lunch because it was, yeah, many years about him, you got by your soul.
Being man already.
Like,
So
I don't. Yeah.
yes.
It was very cold. Even until the end, they weren't very close, but it was very cold. But he was happy to know he was alive.
And I think that time, if I'm not wrong, it was another bird symbol somewhere. I'm not sure when. Not again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Somewhere the cafe, once I have. Yes.
So that's the part he knew when he met them. But when Olga read the cards, she said there must be another woman somewhere. And then she sent Alina, follow him. So Alina went, she followed him, she saw him go to his apartment, she saw him embrace him and kiss him. When she went back, she said, Mom, no, there's nobody else. No, there's no one.
No.
I was laughing, like, you know, you go. Like, no one at all. She's like, oh, Uncle was mad. I'm like, no.
She loved her father.
That was funny. That was classic fun.
Loved him.
By the end, so they worked together. She loved the father. Yeah, she loved the father a lot. She did. She did a lot.
Yeah.
So the story goes on to play where Michael makes a plan with Martha, tell them this at this day. So they discover how, they make a plan of how they'll be arrested. Someone can sacrifice himself. So they did a sacrifice to save Martha and his family, right? So that they can get a job.
He was arrested, yeah. Arrested. To give away names.
So he did it on purpose. That's what it says. So, yeah, he gave away the name, sacrificed himself. So he went to jail. So that's why the kids were able to get those privileges again, because now they knew they had them and all that. So that's how the book ends there, that part, isn't it? But the worst part is when Martha calls them and said, oh, your dad is dead. And then Ina faints again, isn't it?
Yes.
That's when he died, isn't it? So at the funeral, we have the wife who was not really the wife was there. And then Martha came, but she stood far away.
She couldn't come to the funeral. She was the funeral. But Olga herself, she didn't come to the funerals. She was just all in bed. But she was wearing black.
Yeah, she was wearing black. A bit far away, isn't it? So Olga was there. So this is the part, this funny part where you have a mistress and the wife is there, and you have to come with the same thing, like, oh, I know I have to go, but the other one is there. They're gonna
she's there. She was not there.
But she still have to go. Oh, if she was there, yes. But I think she knew she would be there because it's a funeral. So maybe she thought, because that's why she stood far away. Martha knew she would be there.
No, Martha stayed far away because of the family to not be there.
Maybe that's
and
why.
Thinking maybe she's there, but she wasn't there.
Yeah, but
she never seen the one.
Doesn't it? Yeah. So that was it. But that's the end. So that's how it ends. And then the end. So the end bit, towards the end, Olga starts doing carrots and starts playing lottery, isn't it? She tells me, I've got this game. People are like, you're mad. No football, look.
Her cards.
I'm like, no, I can do it. She's like, Mom, please. So she gives Alina.
Yeah, because we didn't have any more money. Nothing.
Yeah. So she gave her the numbers to go to play lottery, isn't it? I was like, yeah, I'm sure. I've got this feeling and it's right. And she's very sure. But when I told them, she went in Kazakh. She's like, no, that's not true. You know what? I'll do it myself. I'll make my own numbers. She makes her own numbers up. You know, I can do it. She changes the numbers, puts her own
The
numbers.
numbers, they were like, I think the players, they were, and Kazi, he knew the players who was playing what, you know, like.
Yes, he did know the players. Yes,
I think it's sort
he
of
did.
football or something.
Yes, he did. But he didn't know about the betting. Mom knew the betting. He knew the players. I didn't went to say, Mom, these are numbers. I'll put more numbers for Mom. She knows I can know as well. But she didn't, as usual, which we do, you don't check until a few weeks later. Yeah, she didn't think she's gonna win, but she put them in. So that's when Kalik said, oh, you've won. Like, no, I need 5. No, you need 5 for the jackpot, but if you get 4, you can get this. Oh, you're kidding me. I was like, and after all that thing, she won a jackpot.
Yes.
Believe it, after going through all that troubles, in the end, you're awarded by, you know what, you've gone through this, like God saying, well done, here's your money, go live your life. You've told me the story, now go write this book. Go tell the world this story, isn't it?
Yes.
That's correct. That's how I see it. Like, I see at all angles, the family side, the government side. We have the Labour side, we have the English side.
The fairs.
So after all that, she said she won and they got the money. Now, apparently she went to Paris. She went, in the book, she told me she's in London here. She's in London. She's talking about she's doing engineering in London, wasn't she?
Of course, yeah.
Telling us, son, I built this, I did that, isn't it?
She was I mean, even after she retired, her retirement, she had a charitable, it's called, for the charity, working for the charity, and that's for the opera, all these charity things she done. And plus she showed to the son, said, oh, I built this part of this, Edgar.
Yeah, what an honor, what a life. I mean, I look back and say, you know what, she passed all that.
She was traveling a lot.
Yes, the husband, yes.
Yeah, but with the job, because the job,
yes.
Why did she met her husband?
Yes.
South Africa.
Yes. West Africa as well. She went to West Africa. She went to somewhere
Jamaica
as well. Yeah, Jamaica.
Few places.
For me, I think that is an award for going through that. We'll say it as hell, but going through that challenges. I mean, you've survived. God said, well done, mate. You've done well. You've come through. Now go enjoy the world. Go free. Walk around. Go do this. Go build.
And Kazik was one of the best.
And Kazik as well. Yeah. So in the end, they tried to go find Utah, but they can't find a record, isn't it? So they lost the first one.
They couldn't find any record from Utah.
And Pavel was gone as well. I mean, that died as well.
Very young, 55 he was, I think.
Yeah, he got a heart attack, isn't it? Yeah.
Heart attack after all this being in jail and torture and to tell to the communists if he is working at home, is, you know, in England and things like that. Yeah.
Yes, imagine that. So that for me, that's a movie, my friend. That is a movie, you know. What do you think, isn't it?
This is better. You feel.
As a movie, it's very inspirational. It's true. It's you cry, you smile.
Yeah. Plus, sorry, can I mention it?
Yeah.
And because the meantime the Hofa, the son, Alina's son. So okay, this is Olga and her husband.
Yes, that's what you want to say. Yes. Yeah. Go on.
Alina's mother. Yeah.
Alina's mother. Yeah.
And Ofa, grandmother.
So there is the 4 children. Pavel, Jutta, died 1944, 1923. Jutta born 1926, died 1945. But she died at 19. Yeah, very young.
Very young.
Kazik born 1930, died 1980. No, he died 1980. So he died at 50. Alina born 1981. She's still alive, apparently. Imagine.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So she's 90. 90. Yeah. 91. So that is Alina. One picture of the bisection is Alina's 16th birthday. So Kazik marries in 1960, has one son, Martin. Alina marries Peter Peretti in 1965 and she has only one son, Jacques. Is that correct, Jacques?
Yeah, only one son.
Yeah, so those are the photos.
After all that injection that she had and everything.
Yes, they were part to miss.
She found out it was
infected. Yes, we missed that part.
Yeah, but after she got
when the hospital was going to have birth, but it was all in the mind. Because when they told her she could do it, it's when she gave birth. Because when they told her this, that's when she gave birth. So it was all in the mind.
It was the mind. You think, okay, awesome.
If you read the book, it says they told her they tried, but they failed.
Yes, because she knew.
When they told her that they failed in doing what they did, that's when she gave birth. So that means nothing wrong with her, but because she believed she couldn't give birth. So belief is very important. Belief is very strong.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, belief is very strong. Because if you read the book carefully, she said she was in the hospital, they tried, she couldn't. But when they told her, that's about the experiments. And when they said they did something, they said, oh, actually they failed. She gave birth, so nothing happened. So it was all in the mind. Think about it. She didn't do anything. So once she believed she would give birth, she gave birth. So, but before she didn't believe, but nothing wrong with her stomach because they had failed, but she didn't know. She thought that she was sick, she was tired. So that's how we all sometimes we feel we are hopeless, we are weak, we are not, but we're not. That's a big story because we believe we're not able, we're not worthy, we're not strong. So we act like we're not. But when someone told her, listen, it's not true. Like, huh?
Yeah.
Baby came out, poop. That's it. Baby came out. Because something was, the belief was holding her back. So once it opened up, baby came out, and he's only helped her write the book. So there's more to the story, but that's natural about the little bird of Auschwitz. That is a beautiful story. I don't know how much to thank you for that. That is amazing. That inspires.
Yeah, I think that I come across this book.
No, thank you for coming across with it. That is so good. For me, it stood out. I like the part. It was amazing. I like the part of the children. I imagine how the kids were.
There's a lot of pain inside there because of the massacre and everything. So it's terrible things.
There's a lot of pain in there.
And there's more stories about terrible things in there.
There's multiple things we can't mention here, but the pain, the kids growing up, but the mother who had to was separated, no husband, the kid there in the middle, one child moving to Siberia, Sweden, back again, did a camp, out again. I applaud all that. Like, well done, you. I applaud her because she did the main job.
Yes.
To keep her alive, to smuggle her.
Even she was looking like, what's wrong with her? Is she?
She had to keep her mind sane too, but she did the whole time. Mike was nothing. It was a rape, but she did everything. The mother, you saw the mother. Mother did look after her very well. But that's the entitled. So it was a great. I think somebody can be inspired. So no matter what you're going through, never say it's over until it's over, because you would think she would die when the Germans came to shoot her. Then they let her go in the forest. You think that's it. You think they'll kill her. Somehow they ignored her. Russians came, they took her there. Siberia, they didn't kill her. Smuggler came, they didn't even say anything. She took out the smuggler. They think, what? Sweden, they didn't do anything. She went back into the Poland.
And the flight, imagine that flight who was looking for people who do this, smugglers and everything.
Yes.
Imagine these days, like it goes so low.
Yes.
The kind of shoot.
Yes, that's the point. And she escaped there 100 times. She escaped there times.
At night, it was night.
It was night as well, yeah.
And
she escaped there 100 times. Death was there.
Arctic, North Sea, and that.
If I say it's like the death here and life was here. Death was time, life was fighting. Death was coming, life was blocking. Death was coming, life was blocking. It's like death was okay. I'll catch her here. I'll bring the Germans. Then foot blocks. Okay, I'll bring Russians. I'm thinking another point of view now. Like death says, death. How I want to. I must kill her. If she dies, then this daughter will write a book. So I make sure she not leave. It's okay. Thank Germans came. Like God comes in also. The angel comes in and says, no, not now, not yet. Fine. Bring Russians. Russians come in. Like not yet. Take her to Moscow. Like fine. What should I do now? I'll catch them in the moat. No. She bribes. She goes for like what? She went for again. Okay, Sweden. I'll catch her there. I'll give her a fake smuggler from a young man who doesn't know anything. We'll take her on the frozen sea. He'll dump her. He does. Again, she survives. Like what? I'm losing. Okay. What should I do next? Take her to the camp. What? Tries again. Okay, now bring Stalin. You're gonna pretend he'll do that. What? She survives again. I'm like, I give up. Go away. That's how you see. That's how you can see from different angles. Like because read the book, she has kept death so many times, and she was by herself. That's the thing. So it's a good story.
Massacre, like people dying in front of Alina's as a child to see.
No, dying right next to her in the train, in the camps, on the sea. But she was saved all along. It reminds me of a story of children of Israel in the Bible. People think, oh, it's like it's a myth, it didn't happen, but it's the same thing to this book. They told how they went to travel from Egypt to Promised Land. Same story, but because we think, come on, guys, it's just a story. It's a myth.
Great. And so easy to read as such. Everything is
something
very
easy. Yeah. So easy to read as well. There's in books where they told you reading the son and mom have a dialogue, they talk, and some italics they talk of the book. It's a great book.
In my time, it's in bold, so there are calls from his mother, maybe a few calls in the night and asking for something because she started to forget things going deteriorating more in this dimension.
Yes.
And Yeah, even though of himself, he did the DNA test for
Yes.
the see if he's gonna inherit
Exactly.
this kind of disease as well. I says yes, unfortunately, yes.
Wow, that's
It's
beautiful.
gonna happen.
So in
Yeah, but
summary,
it's
to
nice.
finish the whole book, Katrina, in summary, what last words do you have for us? For those who want to read this book, those who, in summary, what would you give to those want to read this book or want to, or going for a situation? What would you say in summary about the book, or people want to read it?
About everything, I would say like what Arina said,
Yes.
because the son there to ask kind of how is this with dementia, forgetting things. How is this with your situation? And she said, what situation? She says, dementia getting worse.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I remember things what they were more important. I forget the ones who doesn't, who are not important.
Oh, there you are. Oh, that's
So
beautiful.
here you
That's
go.
a good
So
end.
that's why this vivid
Yes.
memories and everything is coming. This I think is a
No, that's that's good.
Yeah.
So
even
would
like in
you
a
like people to
COVID
buy the book?
situation, she kind of she did that gesture. It's
Yes.
like I passed through so many. Yeah, it was very bad
Yes,
with
she did at the
COVID,
end.
people
Yes, so
dying
yeah,
and everything.
yes.
But because she passed through these things for her,
Yes.
yeah, it was.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. This is a good time to end because we
I'm
could
glad
go
it
all night. It's
like
been an hour and a half exactly as I planned it. Good timing. So in summary, we're going for the whole book. We didn't mention everything, so you could read the book for yourself, but we talked about the main parts and the things which make you cry, which emotion bring in the story. There's a husband, there's a family involved. So if you're going for a situation wherever you are, what to take from this book is that never give up hope. Don't feel bad. Because at the end, Alina thought she couldn't give birth, but she was okay, but she gave birth. So never feel, no matter how bad you are, don't feel down, don't feel worthless. Always build your confidence. You're stronger than you think. Sometimes when the enemy is there and you think the enemy is going to kill you, you will survive. As the mom did, you think there's no way out. Somehow you see devils, kings, but I don't know how it is, but there's always a way out. So never give up. There's always a way out. Keep your positivity and go. So that's how I take from the book because it's beautiful. She survived all that journey. And at the end, she won the lottery as well on top. And she built
become a very good architect.
Exactly. Now
was the honor degree.
Yeah. So that pain she suffered turned into good, and she's conquered the whole world. So the pain is what made the story happen. That journey made that pain, emotions is what made her who she is. So the things you're going through, which are struggling, which you call pains, rejection, if you go through it at the end and don't give up, it will make you stronger and come out. And at the end, you get a reward. Like she got a reward for lottery. Oh, get out of here. Our numbers. So ladies and gentlemen.
Even the way how Olga is her mother.
Yes.
Because the mother, she died when Alina, she found out she's pregnant. So of course, she went back to her mom to say that.
Yes.
And the mother, she put some pebbles on her.
Yes, she did. Sorry, yes. Now, yes, the part. Yes.
And actually, Olga, what she had, like what she said, like, what do you mean? I had half of Russia, and
yes, she did.
hated her fortune. And to the end, she didn't. Fortune is nothing. She said.
Yes,
it's not nothing on this earth. That's it.
That's perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is us. We are calling this a wrap. 1 hour and a half of reviewing the little bit of Auschwitz. Now I not pronounce it Auschwitz. I was saying Auschwitz before. Auschwitz. I'm going right now. I want to say a big thank you to Ekaterina. Why? I would have known how to pronounce the words because you know the culture, you know how to
spell it. To Alina and
Alina as well. I'll say a big thank you to you because you explained it to me a lot more. Now I understand how to.
And all who was involved in.
Thank you to the author as well for the book, Jacques Peretti, if I say it right. So it's a good book. I loved it, and we are going to end this here. So wherever you're watching us from, if you're on Facebook, we'll also post the video on YouTube as well. So we're going to call it and put it on there as well. But this is what we do at Emerald Book Club, where we get on people to talk about books they love, and then we post them there and we discuss it. But thank you all for watching, and thank you, Katrina, for having us.
Thank you, everyone.
No, I'm very happy. So we shall end the meeting now, and we shall see you guys next month, last month of the month for end of month meeting as well. Take care and goodbye. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We're on the website. Rest of our website is out now. You can join our Facebook group as well. I'll put the links in the Facebook comments. Website, the Facebook group, and also Facebook page. Join us, follow us. Also, want to join as a member, it's there as well. apart from that, my name is Joshua Jehuda. I am signing out. Thank you, Katerina Kobzaru.
Thank you.
Have a good night and goodbye.
Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.